Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Lion's Den. I'm your boy, I'm Seth, y'all. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, what we focus on is all things leadership, growth, and development with a call to action from the household to out in the community. You know what I'm talking about? And Herm gonna be getting on here pretty soon, but his internet is probably jacking up. I don't know what's going on with him. Let me see. You see, you good to go, bro? Look at him, frozen. I don't know what's up with him, but anyway, hit the share button, y'all. Subscribe, all of that, because this is about to get really good. Let me go ahead and remove this dude because I know y'all don't want to see his head. But so let me go ahead and just introduce the show, right? So check it out, y'all. We're going to be celebrating a decade, all right? A decade of powerful mentorship, community service, and transformation. Joining us today is Kenan Morrison, all right? He's the founder and CEO of the Village in St. Louis, Missouri, y'all. So this is an organization that has been changing lives, like I said, for 10 years, y'all. So at the heart of the Village's mission, it's this unwavering commitment to mentoring young men through a holistic approach, right? Check it out. Whether it's guidance in school, all right, creating meaningful opportunities beyond the classroom, like on Saturdays, and supporting families as a whole, right? So the Village is building bridges to brighter futures and just brighter gentlemen, all like holistically, right? So Kenan and his team and the Village, if you will, are shaping not just individuals, but entire communities. So today we're going to get it in with him, all right? He's going to talk to us about the different challenges that they've overcome, right? The unforgettable moments, because you know there's many of them, right? So we're not gonna go through all of them, but yo, why is 10 years so significant? All right. Most importantly, we'll learn about what's next for the community. So like I said, y'all, if you haven't done so already, hit the share button, hit the subscribe. We go get it in. Y'all help me welcome Kenan up in the building. Yeah. There you go. What up, homeboy? Uh-oh, you muted. You muted. Look at you. I'll unmute you. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
There you go. How you doing, my brother?
Doing good. Doing good. How you feeling?
Man, I was over here clapping. I just didn't want to interrupt, man.
That's
I'm
all
doing
good.
Great. I'm happy to be here. You know, man. Another chance to spread the good news, man.
Yes. It's many good stuff. What's up, Herm? You good, bro?
Man, y'all gotta tell me, man. I ran into technical difficulties right before the show started.
Oh wait, no, you good. You just looking here, you on your phone, turn it the other way.
Yeah,
turn it the other way if you can. There
Ain't
you
this
go.
crazy?
It's all right. It happens.
Man, Kenan, 10 years in the game, man. I think we talked to you about 3 years ago for the first time. Right? You know what I'm saying? For the first time we talked 3 years ago, you know, that was kind of my introduction to nonprofit organizations, the conversation with you and seeing the great things you were doing to young men down there in East St. Louis. And then you know, get my bro Seth involved in some of your stuff. You know what I mean? And that was really great to watch. If Seth doesn't mind, I just want to go right into a question.
Go ahead, get it.
So what has been the continuing driving force? You know how a lot of times people get disenfranchised about what they're doing. You know what I mean? What has been the continuing driving force behind you and the Village?
Well, man, that's a really good question, man. I thought you was gonna ask me like, what's my favorite color, man?
No,
it looks like it's green.
Clearly, it's green.
That's right. Okay. Honestly, man, what drives the organization is the work. It's the humility of knowing that I have been where a lot of children are trying to go, and that people before me showed me the same direction. So it's really more like it's Shoot, it's a duty. It's an honorable pledge to be a part of the solution. And you know what? The great thing is that I'm not the only person who felt this way. And they see what we're doing, and they said, I want to help too. And it's the common bond of willing to be a part of the solution.
Love that. Love that. No, man, that's super dope. And again, man, congratulations. 10 years, bro. 10 years. This is super. Yo, y'all. I don't think y'all understand. Hey, look, it's so much going on in the world right now. You dig what I'm saying? And to stay consistent and to just staying involved, right, in these individuals' lives, these family lives. So, man, again, kudos to you. So one of my questions is, if you don't mind, those individuals that don't know how you started, can you share share how you started this? Like, what was your why?
Yeah, thank you. Sure. First of all, I started as a 20-year educator. And so I taught for 20 years. And during that time, I joined Prince of Peace Church. During that time, I introduced Barack Obama in front of the city of St. Louis. But, throughout my work in the school district, I felt like there was more that I could give, and I felt like there was more that needed to be done. And so what just started in my little community at my church with two young men over in the JVL, right off Martin Luther King and Cass, where were two young men at the church, and what started out with two became their friends, and then we got up to five or six, and honestly, man, that was 15 years ago.
Wow.
But over that time, it wasn't until maybe it was about 5 years of work. And then when I got up to about 15 kids on a regular basis, I was like, man, I can't afford to feed these kids. I don't care how much grass we cut, right? In a day. So that's when we became 10 years ago is when we officially became a non-for-profit. But we started in the JVL, again, just trying to be a part of the solution.
I love that. I love that.
So question for you is your cause is an honorable one. You know, you're doing what a lot of people say that they want to do, right? But they don't realize how much work it actually takes to do that and how unrewarding it can also be. I mean, sometimes it looks good for a photo op here and there for some folks, but the everyday grind of that work sometimes can get defeating, right? What kind of support are you really seeing from people in the community? And also, Greater St. Louis, you are in a city that do have people that, that have means. Do you get support from these individuals like you thought you would?
Well, first of all, let me begin by saying 3 years ago, when we first connected, we were probably like a tenth of what we are now. And we were just kind of starting out. I had just received my first grant being awarded through the city of St. Louis, and and uh, and it was just the introduction of what things could be. But since then, 3 years we have worked with Confluence Academy School District, who honestly took a risk on something new. People who are willing to get uncomfortable to support these children, and so they signed on with us. There were some state representatives and definitely some state senators who
Nice.
who stepped up and voted for us and chose us. I don't know like what the legalities and if I'm supposed to say their names or not, but I mean I feel like you guys can guess who they are. And 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 it rocket launched us. Oh, that was like right before Clayco Foundation awarded us $25,000.
Nice.
So um, so it has been absolutely a community wide effort because those state and state representatives, those state senators, they were familiar with us because we work with young men all over the city and county. And it's the voices of the people, liking, subscribing, sharing, people writing testimonies, people inviting us to their church. We work with so many community partners to really reconnect that financial wheel of the people who believe in this work and the people who need to feed their family. And I promise you, we now mentor 150 boys throughout the city. It's impossible for us to do this without the parents trusting us and signing off on the paperwork. It's impossible to do it without the school district willing to try something different. So it's absolutely community wide, and I still feel like we're just like scratching the surface of what we can do in the city.
No, I love that. Now look, I don't want to steal the thunder, but man, I'm so excited about this question, and if you can help to share this with the rest of our audience here. So all the individuals, right? All the kids, the young men, right? That's a part of this program. What's the percentage of them finishing high school?
So far, we're at 100%. Every young man who's been in the program and has been consistent in the program has graduated. Some close, some from afar. We have some young men who moved to Arkansas, who graduated from high school. Actually, the end of May, and he came to St. Louis from Arkansas and enlisted into the military. And he called me the day that he did it. He said, "Deacon Kenan, I made my decision, and so if you got the rest of the day free, maybe we can hang out for the afternoon." Do you know that was the exact same day as the tornado?
Really?
And
That's right.
and when we returned back to his house, there was considerable damage and God's timing with this, So it's deep. It's deep.
Wow. That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. Congratulations with that, though.
Yeah.
Man, it's when I hear stories about you got kids with 100% graduation rate, and then one young man telling you that he's about to enlist into the military. Those are the kind of things where you able to look at gauge success. I feel like when you do this kind of work, it's hard to say what success is. Right? You know what I mean? Like what is truly success?
Yeah.
So I just want to know what your thought process is when you think about what success is when you're dealing with other people's lives the way you do.
First of all, let me say we actually had two young men sign into the military, graduating. When you said it made me think of
love to
another
hear it.
Who signed into the what is it? Not the four branches, but it's the I'm not good at it.
Get your brother up to speed over there.
Anyway, it wasn't the four branches. It was the fifth one.
Oh, the Space Force.
The what?
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a real thing, man.
Hey, look, don't laugh too hard. Man, hold on, man.
Not Space Force, bro.
That's a real thing.
Listen, it is real.
I wasn't ready for that, bro.
You said the fifth one. The Coast Guard?
The reserves, the
Guard?
The National Guard, yes.
Okay.
But okay. Space Force is real. But go ahead.
I just wasn't ready, man.
Hey, a lot of people
I consider myself a sharp guy.
It's all right. But go ahead, bro.
But I forgot the question. So success. So success is, in my opinion, success is progress. I think we we do a lot of hating on ourselves when we aim for the moon and not hit the moon, as if we haven't grown so much along the way and in the journey. And so for me, success is just progress. Seeing the light come on for one young man at a time. We have a young man who just started his freshman year in high school. And I'm telling you, man, this young man just got called up from baseball and varsity. This young man, I am so proud of. He chose him to remove the medication from his own education. He said, "Mom, let me try it without it. I think I got this." And I mean, just the personal awareness at such a young age, to me, that's success. Young men who start. I tell you what, man, if you don't see anything else, some young men stay for a long time. Some young men just come in and out and just have to like get a sense of their own power. But I promise you, the longer they stay, you start to see their chest come up. You start to see their head pick up. The confidence in which they walk around is different because they're spending months, consistent months, around Black men who are interested in their success. And it can be uncomfortable, but I promise you, like you cannot sharpen iron by yourself. You cannot sharpen yourself. It requires another instrument, a stronger instrument.
No, that makes a lot of sense, man. And thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. And so for those individuals that's not aware, again, this organization is a non-for-profit, all right? And so running a non-for-profit or a community-focused organization, it kind of requires creativity and adaptability, right? So because you never know how the program is going to run, or that level of consistency as far as revenue, right? So how has the Village evolved over these years to meet those needs?
Staff. Man, I got some help, my brother.
Yeah,
When 3 years ago, it was just me. Man, I didn't have a DJ, I didn't have a hype man, I didn't have no backup singers, I had nothing. I had some phenomenal volunteers, right? But I had nothing to give back to them other than my love and my respect. And so now we've been able to staff and return what has been given for many years for a lot of people who've been volunteering with the Village, man. Like we have been able to hire on some of the parents. We have been able to hire on some of our former students, and say, hey, this is what you want to do to be mentors. We've hired some of them on. One of them is now the photographer.
Nice.
And so he's able to hone his craft, and who better to take the images than somebody who grew up in it. But most of all, just as a beacon of light, man, we have attracted some phenomenal Black men, including Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Epsilon Lambda chapter, including Alpha Eta chapter, the collegiate chapter, the citywide collegiate chapter. They just believe in the solution, and we're at a point to where the people around me recognize that it might be because of me, but it's absolutely bigger than me.
That's dope. That's dope. Appreciate that.
So going back to the kids, hearing about your success rate and what success looks like for you, what about those kids that are hard to reach? You know what I mean? The ones that travel down the road and it's like, this is going to take some time. Has there ever been a time it's like, man, I realize, unfortunately, this road, we can't save everybody. Everybody's not going to be for your program. Have you ever ran into that? And how do you handle that?
Yeah, man. The other reality of it is that the Village does not have a 100% retention rate. We are not for everybody, but we are for anybody who's seriously looking. We have been working hard on our operations to make sure that it's easier to get enrolled. We've been working hard on our communications. We have a caregivers committee whose focus is connecting the parents to one another to rebuild that community, where people
village,
next door, the people next door. We have absolutely have had young men who the program was not stable enough to support. They needed more support than what we were able to give at that time. And we have worked to build solutions in for the next young man. There are young men who just weren't interested in the program. There were young men who who I'll tell you what, man, the solution really relies in one another, right? And so we don't force anybody, but we do insist, right? And so what that means is that, like, somebody has to be interested. So if not the grandmother saying, "Hey, can you mentor my grandson?" or the auntie, or the godparents, or the big sister, or the young man coming and saying, "Hey, I want to be a part of what you got."
Right.
Like, somebody in the life of that child has to believe in them if that young man is not ready to believe in themselves.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to reach out, I mean, we're the organization that will get uncomfortable. Again, we do home visits throughout the year, which might sound rough, but how else do you build community?
That's right.
True indeed.
Yeah. And you go to the schools, don't you? Like up in the class. Yeah.
Man, we have 4 staff members, mentors, who are on campus 5 days a week. Those same young men who are on campus making sure that they are doing what needs to be done, whether it's peer modeling, whether it's tutoring, whether it's just de-escalation. We are on campus 5 days a week.
Nice.
Those same young men were just out at Raging River with me yesterday. We bought out Raging River. It had 150 tickets. People, I mean, parents, children, relatives, everybody in the household, including the young men we serve. They were all at Raging River, 180 people. And so if you can imagine going outside and having fun, showing up in their classroom and visiting to be inside that home, it builds a mold that forces that child either to go up or to go out, right? Some people run from the pressure. And like you said, we can't save everybody, man, but what's the Bible say? Anybody who has an ear, let them hear.
That's right. That's right.
We're trying our best. That's one thing we can say.
And that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. And just think about it. I mean, it's like, it needs to be done. And how long do you sit down and wait for somebody to do something that you are completely capable of doing? And you're not doing it for the accolades. You're not doing it for the thrills. You get what I'm saying? You're doing it, from the right place. And that's so commendable. So, but here's a question though. Now, looking back, right? Because we're talking about 10 years, but looking back, what was the biggest lesson that you've learned about leadership and running a purpose-driven organization like this, like the Village?
One, as far as leadership, I have now learned the true definition of CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Because as a leader, your whatever it is that you are trying to bring from the spiritual, your idea, to the physical realm, right? Whatever it is that you're trying to bring into real life, we will only grow to the size of the bowl, like a fish, right? And so how big are you? You know what I mean? In your heart, like where does your courage end? That's where your dream stops. I mean, real time, I don't care what your job is, what your business is, what your vision is. I don't care what your limit is. but but you have to decide, am I willing to do it, or do I give up on my dream? You can't have both. And so like my biggest delay in the evolution of my organization is that I refused to write grants. I was like, no, I'm gonna find somebody to do it. I'm gonna find somebody to do it. And you know, either you want the toe or you don't.
That's right. That's right.
You know, you either gonna move that coffee table, you're gonna put some shoes on, or you're gonna cut it off. I mean, like, and so I finally started doing it, and blessings, blessings, man. And because I wasn't the only one who believed in it. And that's inside organizations and volunteering with the parents and Black men throughout the community. Um, yeah. I don't know if I answered the question, man. You just
No,
give
no,
me.
you did, man. Hey, that's lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kendrick. So he says, he said, I like that. Your dreams stop where your courage ends. Absolutely. That's a hashtag for real. Hey, so look, shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Please make sure that you're sharing this. You know what I mean? And also don't forget, y'all, go and follow. You can follow the Village. All right. They're everywhere. You can go on what y'all on TikTok yet? I know y'all on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So go to @thevillage314, and you can go to 314.com, thevillage314.com. So most definitely. Go ahead, Big Herm.
Hey, so I'm gonna shoot a question to you that goes back to the basic, right? What does, because I keep talking about success and what that looks like for the listeners that want to know more about the Village. What do you expect a young man to know, to be equipped with after they finish their time with the Village, if finishing the Village is even a thing?
That's a good question. So I'm gonna read. So our vision statement is to influence the minds of young Black males to become better men, hereby experiencing joy and taking pride in their labor. And so the four pillars that we have built our 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 program around is experience, pride, joy, and labor. Experience, joy, pride, and labor. And we believe that if a young man, Black, white, if a child has those four experiences, experiencing, being curious, exploring, we attribute it to like being gone all day on a day like today and coming back with the sunlight, when the street lights come on, just exploring life, joy. Like we really take for granted, we really assume that children are happy. We really assume that children in today's society have experienced true joy. And I challenge that. I challenge it by the young men who play video games all Friday night and then go horseback riding on Saturday. I challenge it by the young men that we took to roller skating lessons. The young men who are about to participate in our swim classes, learning how to swim, right? Because it is one thing to be dunking on a joystick, and they miss that connection, man. And we're really I'm trying to reestablish that the pride in discovering a new talent, and the pride that comes from your labor, like a young man cutting a lawn by himself and turning around and saying, I did that. I mean, maybe it might be cleaning the kitchen. Maybe it might be cooking a meal, but you have got to stack those wins up. And I feel like we do that in some of the most unconventional ways possible.
Hey, Kenan, man, have you heard of pickleball yet?
Yeah.
Have you showed the boys that?
We have a community partner named Forged by Fitness, who teaches the young men tennis lessons over the summers. And so one day it rained and he took him into the gym for some pickleball lessons. It wasn't intentional, but we also have a gentleman who teaches them what is it? Lacrosse.
Okay.
So last summer we had about 5 or 6 lacrosse lessons. We're gonna start them up maybe early fall, late summer. So we are really open to anybody who's trying to be a part of the solution. If you want to share a gift and talent with the next generation, and you're not afraid of some group mentorship, because we do it together, and we would love for you all to reach out to us. We'll figure it out. We're looking for somebody to teach swimming lessons, somebody to teach. I mean, we could hook up some sewing lessons. Like let's get fundamental. Get back to the skills.
That's right. Real trades too. You know what I mean?
Telling you.
Yeah.
I didn't offer this last time, but I'm going.
Wait. No, damn it. That ain't it.
Yeah,
hold on. Listen.
I swear to God, man.
You about to say something out of line? I want you to think about
it. My damn boy, man. I'm tired of this shit.
Hey, listen. Till the wheels fall off. You know that.
Big on the Herm.
Hey, man, listen. I am a vocalist. You know what I mean? I can get with the kids. They call me David LaHollister. It's like a mix between Gerald Levert and David Hollister.
No, it ain't.
I'm just
leave it alone. Leave it alone. We ain't doing it. Anyway, back to
David LaHollister.
Nuh-uh. See? I love that
word. Hear it.
No, you don't.
Here you go.
You don't. So trust me. You don't.
But no, man. I do have a question though. When I asked the question about what should a child know what to do when they leave your program, because I was curious. Like, I think about me coming up as a kid. I come from a suburban area and stuff like that, right?
Me too.
People that supposedly, people that in my life guided me and all that. And I still, when I left high school, I came with a limited thought about what I was able to do. I was going to either go to college, work in a factory, sell drugs. You know what I mean? That's what I thought was or military. I never really thought about different things that I could do that's without college, like working for the city in different aspects, working gas and water, working at the library. There's all these different career paths that I could have went to. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that I went to the military, but it would have been nice to know, you know what I'm saying, what my options are. Now, Kenan, are you from St. Louis Avenue?
Exposure is everything. This is a prompt.
Okay, I didn't know if you was actually from there, because I was like, man, I know what your limitation was then. I seen St. Louis Avenue, you know what
I mean? But my father was born and raised on Maffett and Euclid, which is like a block south. So, I was born in LA, and my parents moved around because they were both the first generation to go to and graduate from college on both sides. But every summer from birth to about 13 years old, I spent at least 2 weeks on the West Side, Arlington, Martin Luther King, all those family members. So the 80s and the early 90s, I was down there every summer. So
when I'm like with these boys and like you said, exposure is everything. Have y'all done things to hey, these are different career paths that you guys can pick? Because you come from both of your parents went to school, right? What you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's important, because now you have a different view of school. I didn't really think about school, you know what I'm saying, in that aspect. I came from a military family. And Seth's background's entirely different as well. But it'd be good that if our kids knew, like, even without school, just high school, you can still do these things instead of going this route. Because some people,
you have to be intentional. Yeah, you have to be intentional. We do our best. So like we have partners like the Black Law Student Association at Washington University for 2 years in a row. They provided a law symposium to our students on campus. It was fantastic. The Black Nurses Association of St. Louis, they've been providing nursing symposiums so that they get to meet doctors, they get to meet firemen, they get to meet everybody in the medical field. We had Barnes Jewish Hospital, Goldfarb, invite our middle school and high school boys for a full day workshop on campus. It was phenomenal. We've had Rides and School Supplies. Derek Walker and his crew, they've been providing automotive symposiums, teaching the boys how to change tires, all those old school things. We've been doing that for years, man. We have toured businesses like Pharaoh's Donuts. We used to tour General Motors before COVID. When they used to have tours, they used to set up 2 and 3 hour tours for us. And I mean, you talk about a child's lights coming on, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
We are intentional about providing. Dr. Tracy Hermanstein over at Washington University, letting us in for some phenomenal workshops, STEM workshops in their biomedical lab. Tara, I always call her Tara. I forgot her name. Tara.
Is it here?
Tara Roberts. I want to say Tara Roberts.
Okay.
She's gonna be so mad. Youth friendly services. She's been providing STEM labs for our elementary school boys for years. We have a lot of community partners, but to your point, you have to be intentional. There's a brother who was on the west side building tiny houses.
Yo, he was on the show before.
Hey man, we sent a group of boys over there to him for a day. I want to meet him. I want to figure out how to be a part of the solution, because that's the kind of direct grassroots work that I mean, honestly, how old were you when you started going to work with your parents, or with your uncle, or how old were you when they taught you how to pull these weeds out this, like, hey man, you go wash this car. Somebody said something.
All right.
The sooner the better.
Right. You know what? And yeah, shout out to him, man. And I'm drawing a blank too, but I'll make sure that I connect you with him. Herm, I don't know if you remember, man, but it's way back in the day, man, when we first started really getting it in. We had the episode called Trades. It was College of Trades.
Oh, Aaron.
Yeah.
Bathroom killer.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. And
is he doing tiny houses?
He did, yeah, man. Because he did the floors. He started doing the floors and everything, like doing the stains, the marble type. But look, after the tornado, actually, he was already doing them because he was rehabbing homes. And remember, he was having young men come for free.
Yeah,
he was just teaching them. But man, listen, after this tornado, man, they putting together these homes, man, and getting it, bro. Getting it. But yeah, we had him on the show.
Epoxy and all kind of different stuff.
I'm so proud of him. And that's what we're talking about. Like, that's the village. Just get started. Just be a part of the solution. Cool. Get active with the you have real cool young men and young ladies, next door neighbors.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be, like be a part of the solution. Look out for the people even though you don't know them, man.
That's right. What you were saying, Herm?
I think somebody like Aaron, I think that's how you say it. Aaron Johnson.
Yeah.
I think somebody like that, because he did do that free carpentry class, what I'm saying, he'd be good for somebody, for y'all, Kenan. I think so.
Please, man, we're looking for people just like that, because if I had the skills, I would do it, but I don't have everything.
Yeah, I call people to do that stuff. I ain't not mechanical.
Everybody has a gift. That is not mine.
I'm the face of the operation. I'm not the hands and doer.
You see that? You see how we be removing crazy folk. But no, man, look, real talk. No, you're absolutely right. And ladies and gentlemen, again, if there's anything that you can do to help, anything that you can do to expose these gentlemen to anything that you're doing, all right, look, let's do it. And again, make sure that you go and support them. Let me pull it up. Wow, there it is. So on social media, it's at The Village 314, or you can go to www.thevillage314.com. Y'all, for real, just connect. I mean, we did, man, that was some years ago, man, and we're still in it. We're still in it, man. So now we're talking about the future. All right, you got some things cooking. I know you can't say it all, but you got some things cooking. So what's going on, man? What you got? What the Village got?
Man, we just trying to change the world as we know it, man. I truly believe that we are the best solution to what you see going on TV, and we're looking for people who want to do the same. And so we are going to have a 10-year anniversary fundraiser. Please come out. Definitely donate. I mean, sponsorship levels that if you're really talking about making sure that the dollar goes to the people, I'm telling you, between the young men that we're working with and the small businesses that we're working with, and a lot of the community partners who invest in their time with us and giving it back. Shout out to Chef Bay, who's been doing some phenomenal cooking classes. I mean, shout out to Coach Height, shout out to Reggie Murphy's boxing, self-defense. Shout out to Clippers and Cops for bringing barbers up to the school to make sure that the young men look good and feel good. We can keep going, man, but like, if you're really wondering, how can I donate $10, $20, $100, and to make sure that you have an impact on your city, I truly believe you would be proud of us if you look this up on YouTube. We got some phenomenal YouTube videos. Facebook, we've been doing this a long time. We are transparent. Like, scroll back a couple of years and show us approved. That's my challenge.
No, absolutely. So what's going on with you? So how are y'all going to celebrate your 10 years, bro?
Man, well, we're trying to get this, we're trying to hit another level, man. And my personal goal is to duplicate the program. I know that, like, that might be small in the world today, but I truly believe that we're not the only city that wants this solution. I believe that, we're not going to run out of kids. We need to start one on the south side, on the west side. We're looking for other churches who might want to get involved. We're looking for other universities, community leaders. Shout out to Mayor Nate over at Wellston. Phenomenal brother. Shout out to Landon Pitts over at Mentors in Motion. Shout out to Mike Woods over at Dream Builders, man. Give us that equipment to make sure that the boys experience that joy and pride in their labor. We have a lot of community. Shout out to Rock Body Fitness. I'm gonna feel bad if I forget somebody, man. So as they come up,
it's gonna be tough, man. Yeah,
I know. So hey, look, you just keep that. So when y'all have that celebration, you get what I mean. You just go through.
Are y'all having one? Are y'all having like a get together for the 10 years?
Yeah, we're gonna be. Actually, I'm sorry, push me, man.
That's what Seth was trying to go with you, man.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm basic, man. I just work hard. You know what I mean? I outsmart you. I'm gonna outwork you though. Yeah.
So that's Saturday, October 18th, y'all. Saturday, October 18th, right?
The University of Missouri St. Louis campus. That's right. It's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Check it. I'm sure my wife would like to come back to y'all to do something like that with y'all, man.
Absolutely. And we're gonna have a guest speaker. I'm not gonna say it until the ink is dry, you know what I mean? But we're gonna have a guest speaker, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to be here. You don't want to be here.
You got somebody singing the national anthem?
Yeah, they do. The radio. But listen, stop it. Stop trying to plug yourself.
Just ready for the hate, dog. You be ready for the hate, man. I don't get it.
I believe the children are the future.
Right? When they want somebody in the back. That boy good. No, he ain't. That's me. Nah. Hate. No, seriously though, man. Hey, so everybody, y'all make sure y'all get it in. I got the information too right here. Saturday, October 18th, y'all, from 4 to 7 p.m. Make sure y'all go and check it out. It's the Century Room and the Millennium Student Center at University of Missouri, St. Louis, y'all. And so, yeah, so you got sponsorship packages here starting as small as $500, okay? And it goes all the way up to $10,000. So if y'all have any other questions, again, make sure that you go and check them on out and see how you can get involved. Not just giving your treasure, but your time, your talent, right? The things that you may have experienced that you can pass on. That's the main thing. I think you all need to understand this is circular. So you don't just go through certain things, you go through them for you and so that you can teach the next generation. So what it look like if you have something and you don't pass it on, it's out of line. All right, totally out of line. So what else you want us to know, bro? Before we go on and give Herm this word, what else you got for us, man? Anything you need us to keep us anything we need to stay on the lookout for?
Man, I mean, we're doing a lot of training right now. We're getting ready to the next school year. I don't want to speak too much too soon, but I definitely got something cooking right now. Make sure that you get your tickets fast. I want to encourage people to speak up at your employer and say, hey, I know of an organization that is doing good things, and I believe that we should donate $500 sponsors. It doesn't take a lot to be a part of the solution. I challenge you to get active and look us up. Look us up. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for new people. But I'm expecting big things, 2025, 2026. This is going to blow your socks off. I'm telling you.
Right on, man. Most definitely. What you got, Big Herb?
Like I said before, like this work, I feel like a lot of people do. Well, let me rewind that a little bit. People think that it's more glamorous than what it can be because of what they see on social media, right? They don't understand the day-to-day, what it takes to be able to do something like this. What Kenan just provided was what he actually does with the children. When it comes to all these different things he exposes them to, you know what I mean? All the different community partners he exposes them to. And like he said, exposure is key when we're talking about the youth, because the youth's mind only knows what's right in front of them. You know what I mean? If you got nobody really guiding them to tell them, like, look, this is the opportunities that can be if you do this, this, and this, right? You ain't gotta you're not subjugated to just what's right outside your porch. So I think that's why programs like this is important. So when you talk about who to support and all that stuff, who to donate money to, who to help, these are the type of organizations that can validate and back up what they do. He's just not just taking them to CC's Pizza, you know what I'm saying, and hanging out with them. He's exposing them to real life, different situations that they can in turn, like, you know what? I think when I did this with the Village, I kind of like that. Let me see what's more to that when I go to the automotive class. Those are the kind of things that you gotta look for. Like, what are they actually doing for the kids? How is this organization seeing what success is? And so that's why I got mad respect for the Village. And like you said, you can go back and look years back and see what they've been doing. You've always seen them exposed to something different. And I think that's important. Man, that's why, I got a lot of respect for what you do as far as, the Village, the organization and whatnot. And I know that you're just not talking.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, Kenan, brother, my man. Listen, check it out. Thank you for spending this time with us, man. And of course, you always welcome, man. You're not only getting it in, you my brother in more ways than one, right on. So it's like, look, we appreciate this, man. Everything that you're doing on behalf of the Den and everyone that's listening, we do appreciate you and your efforts, man. So thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for these young men, bro.
Hey, well, thank you, Lions, then, bro, because we're still playing those games that you donated a couple of years back at
That's
the
what's
end of
up.
COVID.
Oh
We're
yeah,
still playing them, bro. We still, our young men still have those books, man, that
good,
you donated, man,
good, good.
during COVID, and like we gotta we gotta stop assuming that only the big things make a difference. Like
Mm,
every single raindrop helps. You know what I
mm.
mean? And God counted every single one of them. So don't think that, for anybody that a kind word or a kind gesture is too small.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Well, look, it's an honor, as a matter of fact. And you know what? It's not us, it's the viewers. You get what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I want to give a special shout out to those individuals that did give and that want to continue to give. Y'all, look, you
You
see
want to
where
see
you
him,
can
Dale?
go. You know what I'm saying? You see where you can go, you see what we can do and everything like that. You see
That's
what they do
close.
with their, with the
That's
youth
real
and
close.
everything, and it don't stop. Who you showing the camera to? You going around? Look at your daughter.
That was Did you see that? You were supposed to see
Yeah, see, look
that.
at you out of line. But look, anyway, y'all, look, y'all have a good weekend. Don't forget, y'all, just take care of each other, right? And no matter what you do, give back. All right. It doesn't take long, it doesn't take much. But until then, we'll see y'all on the flip flop. Right on. Later.